All right, beautiful fall day. It was great to be out there on the grass, outside, fresh air, and just working on our processes, working on our fundamentals, getting the communication where we want it to be on all phases. Just another great day of focus for the guys, getting right back to work, as we get ready to take on the Commanders this week.
How did Jonathon look in his return? Well, I guess technically his first practice with you guys.
He looked great. He took a couple of snaps, went through the individual period, so it was good to have him out there, see him running around, something that we certainly have been excited about, just get him out there, and we'll make sure we do the right thing for Jonathon first and foremost. And then from there, we'll just kind of take it, a week at a time and see where he's able to help us.
As you ramp up his activity, what are you looking for specifically to make sure his body's in the right place?
Yeah, just looking for the confidence, looking for him to just play normal football, and when we can see that happen and we see the comfortability and confidence to play fast, then we know that he's ready to go.
And then same question with Sam Franklin.
Yeah, Sam looked great today. He ran around, was in on all the special team stuff, took some defensive reps for the scout team, and, was able to just be out there. It was great to see Sam. He brings such great energy to the field, something that for sure we've been waiting to just get him back out there.
I was going to ask if you were able to hear him when you were out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, whenever Sam's out there, you can hear him. But he looked awesome, and it was good to have him back out there.
With Tommy Tremble, do you have a sense of where he is in the protocol right now?
Yeah, Tommy was in a non-contact mode today, but he ran around, did some routes, some different things, and he looked great. So it's just a matter of clearing those protocols before we can fully, cut him loose and expect him to be back to help us.
Deontay basically rest with the ankle.
Yeah, just something that we're continuing to monitor. And he's engaged. He's right there. He's involved. So that's kind of been the rhythm of it. He'll be out there tomorrow practicing, and expect to see him just flying around and making plays tomorrow.
Do you expect Moulton to be out another week?
We're taking it day by day with him. He did not practice again today. We're trying to make sure that the strength is right for the tricep before we put him back into a, combative, competitive setting.
They were the guys that, like Steve was mentioning, Deontay and Nashawn with the knee, and guys that played last week,
Yeah.
not necessarily the guys that got their clocks started.
Yeah.
Are you confident that a lot of those guys will be available? I know it's early. So.
Yeah, I am confident, but again, we're going to go take it day by day, see if we can just push him to do a little bit of something all the way through Friday, just so that we can make the right decision for those guys.
Was Clowney able to practice today?
He did. He had a couple of reps in there, and he just, he took the walkthrough earlier, came out, had a couple of reps, just testing it out and seeing how he felt. But just he wanted to be out there to make sure he got the calls, making sure that he's all connected with what we're doing.
There was a lot of talk last week about the defense trying to find itself, and
Yeah.
because of obviously facing a young quarterback this week in Daniels that is kind of earning his stripes on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
What challenges is he present to you guys, and what focus do you guys have defensively, not just for him, but to kind of shore things up?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the guy's been playing great football. Jaden's been, making plays, extending, throwing balls on all the different levels, so his game continues to grow. So for us, it's just about, really it starts off with the basics of the communication. We got to make sure our attention is just refining the details in the run game, and then in the pass game, just tight coverage, making it hard, making him have to be accurate, and making sure that we have that pocket awareness and integrity, because we know that he can extend plays and make plays that way.
We didn't get to see a lot of Jaden in training camp because he had the ankle injury. Can you remind us what you liked about him coming out of college and
Yeah.
you guys drafting him in the 6th round?
Yeah, talking about Crumity, right? So, a big athletic guy. He's got power. He's got great use of hands. For us, it's about getting him back on the field so that he can play in our scheme, learn how they do it. And we got guys, LeBrian Ray, Nick, Shy, Ashawn, who've been doing this for a while. So just getting him comfortable with all those things, because physically he looks good. He looks like he's ready to do it. But again, it's about playing in the system, which we know, like, as we continue to have guys go out, new guys are coming in, playing team football, tackling as a full group, and then the communication part of it. So really excited to see him just grow and progress.
You guys have been so kind of cautious and patient with Brooks' recovery.
Yeah.
With that being said, do you think this will be a couple weeks before he is ready for a game?
It's certainly going to be week to week, and we have to be able to see him play comfortably at full speed. So that's goal number one. And really, he checked all the boxes. We felt confident about getting him out there. So now it's like getting him a few runs full speed. Tomorrow we'll be padded up, see what he looks like in that mode. Friday coming back with another good tempo practice. So again, we just got to take it week to week and make sure that he's playing confidently is the goal.
Except for Brooks, you've seen most of your rookie class get a chance to play so far. What are you seeing out of that group that you saw on draft day that makes you feel kind of reinforces what you guys thought?
Yeah, just the ability to make plays. All the guys that we've counted on, the rookies, speaking, and in particular to the rookies, we've seen them make plays when plays have come to them. That's it starts with Xavier all the way through, Jonathon we got to see, but Jatavian's made plays. Trevin's been out there playing. Shaw's had great snaps, and made some plays too. So these guys are just growing in our systems. But when they've had opportunities, Jalen Coker, an undrafted guy who showed some ability to us, and came in. They're showing that we can depend on them to make plays when we need them to. And now it's just the weekly progression of the details that it takes to be a pro, week in and week out. And as we all know, the rookies, that the amount of volume and work that happens in a pro season, that is the challenge, so just a lot of support, all of us rallying around them, and veteran guys talking to them too and saying, hey, it's going to come, just the confidence and encouragement that comes from the full group.
Dave, you brought another outside linebacker in from Pittsburgh's practice squad yesterday. What's the coaching process like when you're kind of blending young guys like that with older guys like Marquise and just kind of throwing them all in together and seeing who comes out of the group?
Yeah, it's all hands on deck. It's our, I got to give credit to our defensive coaching staff just doing extra work with the guys to help them get ready to be able to play, and so, it's Pete Hansen, it's Mayor Shadari, who's helping out with the linebackers as well. It's Burt Watts taking time with Damani and with the safeties, adjusting that way. It's Tim, talking to Shaq Lawson and Marquise, who's been familiar, with some of the stuff we've done, but as we add these guys, the coaches really take that challenge because we're a developmentally minded team and coaching staff. So I got to give those guys a lot of props for just spending those extra minutes and making sure they're watching the film, even when they're not out there getting reps, to watch all those reps so that they get the growth that we want to over time.
Obviously, you have your plate full on the offensive side, but how involved are you on the defensive end of things?
Yeah, just checking in. I have full confidence in our defensive staff and group to be able to teach our principles. And so for me, it's just about watching the film and then just checking in with the Gero, checking in with the defensive staff, to look at, the things that need to continue to improve, from a fundamental standpoint, technique wise and also assignment wise, So that part's been really good. Our communication has been great.
When a defense is struggling like yours is, and giving up the most points in the league, does it change how you call plays on the offensive end, knowing that maybe you got to score a little more?
Other than in a couple situations, where we can be a little bit more aggressive, for the most part, we got to just stay on schedule and we have to just stay balanced the way that we want to play our style of football. My investment is as we continue to go in this season that we don't shortchange the core of our systems by trying to be something that we're not. There's certainly a time in games where you got to go, but we want to stay balanced as long as possible so we can get those runs called, we can get those play actions called, the boot game, the screen game, all those things that we're counting on long term. We have to be able to just be really disciplined in our commitment to our system and our core on both sides, really in all phases.
And then defensively, Daniels, is pretty much the first really good running quarterback that you faced all year. How does he put stress on your defense? What do you got to do to challenge that?
Yeah, every defense, the challenge is to make sure you account for the quarterback, in the gun runs, you account for the quarterback in the pass game, all those things, the attention just has to be heightened for where he's at, and the integrity of your pass rush needs to be sound so that we can make sure that we contain him to the pocket as we continue to rush.
You got somebody playing him on the scout team, you could say?
Well, we really, he's kind of a unique player, in that way. So for us, we just continue to just give the concepts so that we can get the communication and all that.
Does Bryce kind of give you a little better look than you might otherwise have prepping for Jaden?
He's doing a great job, handling that role and just really just making those concepts come to life. It started today, it'll go on to tomorrow as well.
What do you see out of this Commanders defensive front, and how do things change with Jonathon Allen not in
It's still a really physical group. You know, you talk about Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, guys we know, Jeremy Chin coming down in the box in different ways. You know, they have a really experienced group, and they're an aggressive style of play. They like to throw fastballs at you, so they have different pressures and things that they do to try to put extra people at the line of scrimmage, and they have a commitment to trying to stop the run, so it's a great challenge for us offensively this week.
When you say throw fastballs, what does that mean?
I don't want to get into scheme.
We do a couple more.
And you've seen the first pick of the draft, now you're seeing the second pick of the draft, you're going to see another quarterback, Bo Nix. What's your impression so far? What are these guys, why they seem to be succeeding early in their careers?
Yeah, great athletic ability, mixed with just these teams that are patient with how they install their offenses and how they commit to their systems. We saw it with the Bears a couple weeks ago. They've done a fantastic job of just building their systems and then just growing it incrementally. Guys that I know, Shane Waldron and that group, Kerry Joseph, the QB coach there. And then, of course, with the commander's staff, Cliff Kingsbury, a great group, over there with DQ, just bringing these guys along in the right way. So they're doing a fantastic job with those guys.
Everybody good?
All good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.